what if the Earth is flat? What does that matter? And I was like, oh gosh, he opened a can of worms. I said, it does have
So
consequences.
you're a flat earther.
I am a flat earther. I was not born a flat earther. I went to public high school. I went through the same indoctrination as everybody else. I don't have a college level indoctrination, but that's even worse. Thank God I didn't go to college and get a college level indoctrination. All right, flat earth. The fundamental argument of it, right? This is a sphere. An orange is a sphere. A basketball is a sphere. They say the Earth is a sphere, right? The fundamental argument with the flat Earth is that if you draw a line this way, a latitudinal line across the top of this sphere, right on the edge, and you draw a longitudinal line down this side, you can measure that curvature going down. There's a formula for measuring that, and it's on the curvature for the Earth. It's 8 inches squared per mile. So the first mile, the curvature should be 8 inches, right? And it continues to drop squared after that. It's so a second mile, 2 times 2 times 8, right? 16 inches, and you keep going squared, and that's a legitimate trigonometrical formula. You can measure that. That's a fixed thing, right? We all like math, right? Because it tells the truth. You can't change that. And flat earthers have been taking that formula and putting it to the test. I'm assuming you've been to Lake Tahoe.
I have.
All right, so the way the Earth is set up, right? You have the equator in the middle on a spherical. You have the equator in the middle, right?
Yep.
We're in the northern hemisphere. The curve should be going south to north, right? Yeah.
You get it?
You should not be able to see the north shore of Lake Tahoe from the south shore. It should be 280 feet underneath the curve. It should disappear over the curve, but it doesn't. That's the fundamental argument, is that people can test the curvature and it's not there. It's the same thing, right? They used to teach us in, like, you find it in Princeton University textbooks, right? Is the way that we know that the Earth is curved is you'd go to the seashore and you'd watch a ship going over the horizon and it would disappear hull first, right? First, the hull goes beneath the curve and then it keeps going down and down and down until the last thing you see is the tip of the mast, right? And they're saying the reason that that effect happens is that you are seeing the ship go over the curve. But what's really happening is that you have, it's all about perspective, right? You have a natural range of vision. It starts at your peripheral vision, and it goes out to, are you an artist?
I am.
What is this called?
Parallax?
And the vanishing point,
A vanishing point. Okay.
right? Your peripheral vision goes out to your range of vision. That pinpoint is the vanishing point. That's what you're seeing. Because all you got to do is take your camera with a nice telephoto lens and zoom in. And did your camera reach over the curve and grab that ship and pull it back up? No, it didn't. It just extended your natural range of vision. It's indisputable, because that's the argument they used for curvature forever. Colleges, universities, high school. Watch the ship go over the horizon. Hull first, all the way down to the mast, it disappears. Sorry. I can just extend my natural range of vision, and it's there. And it's not a magical thing that my camera does.
So how do you explain that the sun is setting right now in Eastern Europe?
You have to look at the model of the flat Earth.
Just explain the
I would have to show it to you. I'd have to show it to you, because we don't, because flat earthers don't believe that the obviously, right, when you begin to dig down, moon landings are fake, flat Earth, all this, you start to peel back the layers, right? The conception of the flat Earth is that it is a disk surrounded by an ice wall, right? So all the seas are held in on this disk by an ice wall. And there's photographs of these ice walls in Antarctica. You see these ships parked next to this humongous, like hundreds of feet high ice wall. There's a guy who just went over it. He was in a kayak, and he went in on one of the glacial streams melting off Antarctica, and he's going off. He's plunging, right? One of these adrenaline junkies. Really cool. But it demonstrates the size of this ice wall. And the center of the Earth is the North Pole. It's not the top of the Earth, it's the center. Like if you have a flat disk with an ice wall, the center of the Earth, and coming down from that, there's like, oh, you know, then you wouldn't be able to circumnavigate. Yeah, circumnavigation can happen on a circle, or it can happen on a sphere. Circumnavigation is not a proof of a sphere. It's just proof that you can go around in a circle. And you can go around in a circle on a sphere, and you can go around in a circle on a circle. Right?
And you have similar arguments for 9/11 and for the moon landing?
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
What
They would call them facts.
These are facts. What other theories do you have that might be considered controversial?
Those are really the big ones. Well, I'll tell you, the moon landing pissed me off. Like, because I was like I said, I was just a normie, right? I'm a guy who was educated in the same educational system as you. I believed all of that stuff. I believed 9/11 when it first came out. And then somebody points out something like Building 7, you're like, what the, you know? And then you start peeling it back.
For entertainment purposes,